The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
BoxingVoice.com.
Dazn Productions.
I must be the greatest.
Let's get that done.
I've been here before and I know what it takes. Hard work, dedication. BoxingVoice.com. Mayweather is he's the best.
Win, lose, or draw, we coming to fight. Can't nobody take that away from us. We're coming to fight.
They do what they can, I do what I want.
When you look at how he throws that left hook, it starts out really low. We're going to see what kind of character he has.
And the lefts and rights by Maidana. And it's all Marcos Maidana here. A lot of those punches off his shoulder. I think anybody out there listening or key, anybody, you think that that's a dangerous deal to make. I think it's a perfect deal to make.
BoxingVoice.com.
15 minutes. Can you be strong for 15 minutes? Can you? Listen, the concentration is leaving a little bit. Pick it up. Pick it up!
Some things about we got to deal with his body shots. I don't think you want to be that close to us. He's talking about letting the left hook go, then you're going to take the left hook. Let's get that done.
Look, the fire's coming. Are you ready for the fire? Look, we're firemen. We are firemen! The heat doesn't bother us. We live in the heat. We train in the heat.
BoxingVoice.com.
Let's get that done.
Good morning, TBV. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. It is Friday morning, the morning show, and I am back with another one. It is your host, Nesta Gibbs, joined alongside Michael Gross on the late face. We're here to discuss Canelo Alvarez, Dazn, the Standoff. Are they butting heads, basically? Is John Skipper upset? Will he be? I don't know. We're going to be discussing Keith Idek's article on Boxing Scene, chronicling everything that took place between Canelo Alvarez, Dazn, Oscar, and the 10-fight deal. Canelo's own 11-fight deal, $365 million. Gennady's big old deal. A lot of these purses, a lot of this money that was being floated around was thrown to these people in hopes of making these big matchups, Canelo versus Andre, Canelo versus Gennady. But in the eyes of John Skipper, I ask you, does it make sense to have him fight a Andre or even a Kovalev before facing Gennady and risking that trilogy? But this is what we're going to be discussing this morning, and if this topic doesn't do it for you guys, depending on how fast we get in and out of here, we could be back with another topic that's already scheduled, set, and ready to go. It's just a matter of turning the key. But I am your host, Nesta Gibbs, Instagram and Twitter, NestGTO. Let me head on out to my co-host, Big Mike in Indiana.
Dazn Productions.
I speak it, believe it, receive it. Speak it, believe it, receive it.
BoxingVoice.com.
So when I stop him, y'all gonna say he was too weak. And he stayed at 147.
A man stand up for what he believe in, and when you stand up for what you believe in, you accept whatever consequences come behind it.
BoxingVoice.com.
Yo. Good morning, everybody. TBV Universe. Back with another one. And happy 4th of July, everybody. I hope you guys had it.
You sure you connected? You got hella static going on. I mean, my champ.
Bro. I don't know if you connected. Come back to me.
My champion never got his shit together. I swear, man. And y'all know, I be betting on Mike. You know I do. But he's just a late face, man. He never could get up on time to run a cool early morning. What do you call it? Test to know whether or not his mic is right. But mine's is right, and you know what we're here to talk about. We're here to discuss, obviously, Canelo Alvarez. Is Dazn and Canelo headed for a standoff? Are they not on the same page? Are they not seeing eye to eye? And I think it's true. I think that Keith Idec did a good job on the article. I think that even if it's an opinion-based article, I think that there is a lot of credence to what he is saying. I mean, if I'm Skipper and Dazn and I gave Canelo almost $400 million and I gave Gennady Golovkin, man, how much did we give Gennady? Like $14 million to fight Steve Rose? I'm kind of expecting Canelo and Gennady to fight, especially when that was a fight that the general public paid for twice, upwards of $80, and they did over 2 million pay-per-view buys with both fights. So, of course, that is the big fight if you're DAZN and John Skipper, not Andre, not Kovalev, the pre-existing fight. The pre-existing fight with all the hype, with all the controversy, with all the highlights. Alvarez Golovkin 3 easily would be a pay-per-view extravaganza if they were still on HBO or Showtime. It would still cost us anywhere from $85 to $95. But DAZN would be pulling a Netflix move, giving it to us at that $20 monthly. And if you're a yearly subscriber, you're paying $8 for that month when this fight, whenever it happens. But that is the business plan. You got to think, if you're John Skipper, you didn't go out there grabbing all these big fish in the same division not to have them face each other. But Mike, man, good morning. How's everything? Good to have you back. How was your 4th of July, man? And then obviously, wow, you still got that background. What's going on over there, champ?
I got background noise?
I mean, I don't know if it's background noise or your mic has a, I don't know. It's just like, did you just turn it down? Maybe now it's better.
Is it better now?
Way better. We don't hear
nothing.
nothing.
All right. My bad. But yeah, man, I had the good 4th of July. My daughter been here all weekend. She'll be here all month. So had some good times with her. You know what I'm saying? Got plenty more fun activities to do. But on to the show, man. It seems like Canelo holds all the cards, but he's really not interested in fighting Triple G a third time, which I thought was kind of crazy, seeing that you signed this big contract and they signed Triple G, knowing.
I'm infamous for cutting you off, but it's just to bring in a little tidbit quote here. According to the article, Boxing Scene says they received numerous sources letting them know that Canelo has already put, that line in the sand and said he doesn't want to fight Gennady. Like, he feels Gennady needs to go and do something.
I can understand that. I mean, I beat you twice, you know what I'm saying? Second time, in my opinion, was more definitive than the first time, but I thought he won the first fight too. As far as Gennady, man, he might have to do something, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't seem like he's going to get that big fight, which it probably doesn't matter if they had like what it's called, a incentive plan to make him fight Canelo to get that big money. So if he doesn't fight Canelo, does he still get it? That's one question that I want to know. And if Golovkin doesn't fight Canelo, who will he fight next? If he can't get the Canelo fight, who does Golovkin turn to? It seems like Canelo's holding all the cards. He got Kovalev on deck. He got Callum Smith on deck. He got one more guy.
Well, the issue, I think, for us as fight fans is, like, these guys got predetermined purses. You know what I'm saying? They got the big checks, both of them, right? So they signed to the same network. They've already had 2 fights. I don't think any fight fan that's in the know and realized they both went to the same network after HBO demise or packed it up, I don't think anyone thought that it would take nearly this long to solidify that third fight.
I mean, you can say that, but from the jump, Canelo said, man, you got to go fight Andre, get that belt. Then I'll fight you. So they always knew that Canelo wanted that belt, but he didn't want to go get it. So he wanted Triple G to go prove himself that he can be one of these up-and-coming 160-pounders and get that belt. But
I agree,
like
but as fight fans, didn't you think, like, yo, John Gators do $400 million. There's no way he's still in control. Like, they own Canelo. Like, honestly, I thought they owned Canelo. Like 400 mil, I thought you get to call the calls, right? Like it's $400 million.
I thought they probably did too, I thought they could have more influence on who Canelo fights. You know what I'm saying? But seems like Canelo done put another fast one up his sleeve, has the control of who he wants to fight, and it's not like these fights are worse than Triple G. I mean, like Callum Smith, Sergey Kovalev, and who was the other guy?
Callum Smith hasn't gotten, I mean, just for facts, Callum hasn't gotten a offer, and he's quite mad. There was an article that we could have done about him, but I'm like, Joe Gallagher getting upset that he hasn't got an offer simply because Canelo has mentioned your name. Listen, Canelo can mention your name the same way that Floyd Mayweather mentioned Andre Berto and Karim Mayfield and boosted both of their profiles. You should only be happy. Not talking back, not being disrespectful, giving ultimatums when you're a tadpole in this pond of boxing when it comes to comparing you to Canelo. So he didn't get an offer, but Charlo didn't get an offer. I'm calling Callum Smith a tadpole. When you're comparing him to Canelo Alvarez, you can't make demands.
I thought you meant like a Triple G.
No. But Triple G is not a tadpole, but he's a fading frog. That frog needs to kiss a princess real quick.
I want to know what.
I think you turned yourself down too much. We'll get it together. It's all good. Live edits. This how we do. Let me go to a super chat while Mike addresses that. We got Sergio Gomez says, King Nello, King of Kings. Huh?
What they mean?
I guess that means that he's not upset if Gennady doesn't get the third fight. Maybe he feels the same way King Nello feels. Go do something. And you know what, Mike? I hate to be the guy since they already pegged me as the biased Latin co-host, but like, bruh, look at his resume. Look what he's done. Like, why should he keep giving Gennady a chance? Like, while Gennady fights Steve Rhodes, Canelo fought a dude one division above. You know how much we begged Gennady to move up? We wanted the super fight with Ward. He refused. He talked like he could beat Ward. They talked like they wanted that smoke with Ward. But nah, they refused that fight. So Canelo moves up, and we're criticizing him? No. Gennady needs to do something. Canelo just fought Jacobs. Gennady just fought Rose. I mean, come on. So now if Canelo gets the super fight with Kovalev and he goes and proves to us, yo, I'm going up against the taller guy, against the proven puncher. I'm moving up 2 divisions now, not just 68, 75 too. I'm coming. What's Gennady going to do in the meantime? I don't want you to address anything I just said except who the fuck you think he fights? And keep in mind that he ain't going to want to lose because Canelo's only raising his profile more so the third fight gets even bigger.
Yeah, I mean, it's only 2 options that, in my opinion, he has. He has to look at Callum Smith as a big UK fight to possibly push his brand over there, or possibly look at the WBO, Demetrius Andrade fight. That could possibly be a big fight for him and get that belt. Or if there's a slippery out here, what about Billy Joe Saunders? We all know Billy Joe is at 168, but he might have an interest in coming back down to 160. I think Frank Warren was on an interview last week saying that the big fight bill won't are Canelo and Triple G, but if you can't get him, then he will stay at 168. So I think that could be another little monkey or wrench, whatever fuck you want to call it, that can be in the players. But yeah, if Canelo fights Kovalev, man, Triple G got to fight somebody that is credible and is far better than Rose.
Well, how much time does Canelo have to make a decision? September 14th is the date, right? So today is July 5th.
Should be by now. About a week and a half.
So he's got a week.
By the 14th, because you want like an 8-week training camp, right?
You want that.
And then you want a press tour, right?
You want that.
So you got to do something.
You got to make a decision. And this is exactly why this article came out today. Because if you're DAZN, you don't want to rush promotion. This is your biggest promotion because if you're DAZN, you're pushing Triple G versus Canelo 3. This is your biggest promotion. Everybody expected this to be on pay-per-view. Now you just bombard the world with advertisement to get them in here at that $100 a year or that $20 a month. You know, that's a steal. A Canelo pay-per-view at 20, you could even advertise it like that. Canelo pay-per-view is no longer $80. One-time fee on DAZN for 20, plus you get the whole month. Keep the month, you know what I mean? But what I'm saying
one thing
is,
they can't do, because they did a good job with Jacobs and Canelo with the press tour, they can't wait to sit in week 6 weeks and try to like announce it and try to like rush out a press tour. Maybe they could. Maybe that's part of the plan for Kovalev. You know what I'm saying? Get him in a quick camp and take him out. Who knows?
exactly, Caesar. Canelo just fought Jacobs, and everyone was saying that he's finally fighting someone that can beat Canelo. What happened? Canelo just took care of business again, and the hate continues. It's like, and that's what I'm saying about superstars. Superstars handle the dudes that are, just tune-ups like tune-ups. Handle the dudes that you perceive to be their biggest threats as non-threats, But if you're Gennady, Mike, or at least if you're Tom Lawfer, would you really let Gennady fight Andre? Because let's say he could knock out Andre. Let's say he could land the punch in those 12 rounds. I still believe Andre makes him look very bad until the punch lands.
Do you think he make him look worse than Lara does? Like Lara did in the first 6 rounds?
I think so. I think Andre's fresher, has had less battles than Lara.
But Lara back then was pretty fresh though. It wasn't like the Lara we talking about now.
He was, but he Lara unfortunately is swagless. Andre has swag. You know what I mean? And that carries into the ring, I believe. I know people are gonna be like, what the fuck, this mythical swag shit? So Joe Louis has swagness? All right, maybe they didn't use that back then, but I feel that confidence, the way he talks, and don't get me wrong, Lara talks that talk in Spanish though. It just ain't coming across. And he's older at this point. I can't go back in the time machine. I can't jump in a hot tub. He old now. And he's shorter than Andre. Andre is bigger. So, nah, man, I think they don't want that. If you're Triple G, you take that fight. Listen, you can do a lot. You can do. It's a double-edged sword, right? You take that fight and you're proving something to the fans, but you're also proving to yourself that Canelo's the boss. He just told you what the fuck to do. And you had to do it, right? And if you do take that fight, then you risk Andre being as slick and good as we think he is and making you look bad or old, what we already perceive you to be. So then now you look old. It could take some of the luster off the fight because now people are automatically saying, yo, Canelo spanks that version of Triple G. Look how Andre did.
But honestly, you know what I'm saying? If you already got that $45 million in the bank, do you really give a damn if Triple G?
You said what? I'm sorry, I was reading.
If you already got that $45 million from the zone in the bank, do you really care if you're Triple G? Because are you going to get will you get another contract from the zone after this one is up?
Well, according to the article, let me see if I could just find it in time.
Keep going.
If Alvarez were to fight Kovalev, Andre, Munguia, it's tricky because the zone gave Golovkin that $14.5 million to fight Steve Rose.
14.5.
Yeah.
God damn.
They're not going to do that again while Canelo goes and fights one of those bigger names, right? But the issue is that Alvarez contract is a little bit different, right? If he loses, it changes. So he also can't risk, I'm looking for the actual line in this article. I don't know if you can find it with me just to rush things.
It says Skipper can give Golovkin another overmatched opponent, yet the former ESPN president also will try to be careful about not getting Golovkin knocked off by someone such as Andre. Golovkin could beat Andre as well if Andre defeated Golovkin. However, it would be almost impossible to go back on the third Alvarez Triple G fight.
And check that next line.
The foremost reason Skipper committed more than $100 million to the 37-year-old
100 mil they gave that champ. Now, obviously, Idek doesn't know the exact number. More than 100 mil. It was a 9-figure 6-fight deal. You know? So
for Triple G?
Yeah. It's in the article, champ. 9-figure deal, 6 fights. Plus he gets dates, yo. Plus he
Can
gets...
I get like 2 minutes? 2 minutes. How in the fuck are you going to offer Deontay Wilder, undefeated WBC champion, the same thing you offer Triple G? The same thing.
It ain't the same. They made Triple G take 2 extra fights for it.
Don't go. It's still 100 million.
Yeah, but you can't get mad at them. Triple G got 2 million pay-per-views under his belt. Wilder only got 1.
But a guy who he chasing, who he needs.
It don't matter. He got it. He got it.
Bro, we see it right now. It do matter.
It's his resume. It's his resume.
We see it from John Skipper.
Huh?
He's like, shit, who am I going to put Golovkin in the ring with? I don't want to get him beat. I mean, I got him and had him to fight Canelo. Like, bro, we know who he needs. He's not a fucking star by himself. Did you watch Steve Rose? No,
I ain't even watched the fight. I promise you, I ain't even watched the fight.
Motherfucking Dominican Republic. Enjoy your motherfucking vacation. You didn't give a damn about Steve Rose or Triple G.
No,
all right.
I ain't even go back and watch it, champ.
Don't say you're a star, not big dog. Come on now.
Well, again, it's like you're arguing. It depends who he's matched with. But what you do know is that he's the other half. So absolutely, he's a star, or he wouldn't have got 9-figure 6 fights. He just wouldn't have got it. He still did. Listen, the same way we discredit Triple G for doing 170 versus David Lemieux and 190 or 160 versus Daniel Jacobs, you got to give him credit for doing $1 million as the partner with Canelo. Like, you can't do that, Mike. He did 2 million pay-per-views.
Bro,
not to mention the other ones. And that's right. And guess what Dazn was trying to do? Offer him big bucks to fight Sergio Martinez. So stop it. It matters. It matters. It matters.
All I'm saying is Canelo did 600,000 with Liam Smith. Like, Canelo could do numbers with anybody.
No. He did 300,000 with Liam
Smith.
Shit. Yeah. No, 325, bro. He did 600 with Khan, but then people tried to diminish that and say he did like 4 something with Khan.
Oh, okay.
But I always run with the first number because I feel like the first number is always the right number. You know?
Yeah, I don't know what John.
When you bring out that first number, this is how it normally works. In my almost 10 years or maybe more now at this point of doing this, when they bring out that first number, the company that, you know, put on the show always tries to say that isn't the right number. So why wouldn't you believe it's the right number, right? Because the company that put on the show always going to want a greater number. So, I mean, at least it's a gauge at the very least.
I'm not getting why John Skipper put himself in that kind of position.
Because he thought, like all of us, that Canelo would do the fight. Why wouldn't you?
100 million, my nigga?
Well, you're talking about the Canelo fight, then you're talking about building Andre, because you want Canelo to win if you're Skipper. You gave him more money than you gave Triple G, almost triple, right? So what you want to do is you want to get that last fight, and then when you got Triple G done, now you use them to build the other middleweights. Like, get your whole ass in there with Andre. I don't give a fuck. That's what we paid you for. Build Andre's younger career up using your name. And we got
Triple G be interested in a possible another Danny Jacobs rematch? Or is Jacobs still going to 168?
No, Jacobs, according to Ronnie Shields, who obviously is PBC and in the know, obviously because he has Jamal Charlo, and I interviewed him a couple days ago, and I'm like, yo, Charlo still got Jacobs beef. He like Jacobs moving in 160. He moved already. He's gone. That's what he said. He's gone. We can't think about him. Jacobs is gone. He moved it to 68. So, you know, look. But chase him, my man. That's what the fuck I'm saying. Only Canelo could be a superstar, right? No, Ness, you're biased. You're biased. I'm biased because I like my champions to do tough things. You know, Canelo said, fuck it, I'm moving to 68. You got beef with this dude, move to 68. Turn around, hold the press conference like Wilder. Get on some big dog shit, my man. Make sure your beats, turn me up in your headphones, Charlo. Get on some big dog shit. Or should I say some Lions only shit. Do a press conference and say, I'm issuing a challenge to Daniel Jacobs. If I got to go to the zone for one fight, so be it. You got Deontay Wilder out here saying Dillian White ducked him because he ain't take a one-fight deal. So why you can't say the same thing? You ducking me? I want a one-fight deal with Dazn. I want to fight Daniel Jacobs at 68. I want to do what Canelo did. If Canelo can move up and fight somebody at 68 who ain't really a 68-pounder, well, fuck it. I'll move up and really fight a dude who at least you guys think is good. Great.
But I understand that, but not everybody has the cachet or the lottery ticket like Canelo has. We know if Canelo moves up to 168, 154, 175, he is automatically going to be in a big super fight because he is Canelo. Golovkin, guys are looking at him like, man, he needs me more than I need him. Like Kevin Smith, like I think Kevin Smith probably would do a good against Golovkin, but what kind of cachet do Callum get from beating a 37-year-old man who's coming off 2 losses? Well, who's coming off 1-2 record of his last
hold
3
on.
fights?
Are you telling me that Callum Smith will look at Triple G and think that's not a big fight for him?
I think Triple G will look at Callum Smith saying that's too big of a risk in the lower reward, and Callum Smith probably would like the fight, but at the same time, I'm like,
yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Is it a big fight?
Yo, that's the point of this article. Like, is it Dazn and Golden Boy and Canelo headed for some beef, or is it Dazn with everybody? Because now you're telling me Triple G doesn't want Callum. So like, yo, you gave these dudes 100 million plus 400 million, and they still get to decide. Like, what the fuck? What kind of control did you get? Huh?
He fights Selecki next. Watch.
Who?
Triple G versus Selecki.
And you know what? That's a safe fight. That's a safe fight, but it's not the right fight. You ain't building the fight. You ain't building.
Bravado 2.
Yo, we got to check. Yo, I can't do it. You check. Google Marquez, and then you'll be able to see Pacquiao. Who they fought before they fought each other every time they fought each other? Like, come on, man. Triple G need to stop this. He need to stop this. We deserve a Callum Smith fight. We deserve, I don't know, challenge. Let me go to my rankings here at 68. We got 160, obviously, is Andre. That's a bit dangerous, so move up to 68. Do like Canelo. Look, it's vacant in the IBF at number 1 and number 2. And look, in the WBC, Ivan Yildirim is there. People fought him, right? People fought him. Anthony Durrell fought him. Chris Eubank fought him. Maybe that's the fight. Chris Eubank is a big name, but he's with Al Heyman. I understand it might be difficult, but it also might not be difficult because he's kind of his own boss, right? Some of these UK dudes are their own boss, like Amir Khan. Maybe the Eubank Gennady Golovkin fight, which was rumored before. There's history there. You can sell this. You can build this. Maybe that's it. But you can't sit around and fucking fight nobodies at 160. You know what I'm saying? Don't put him in. I mean, bruh.
Okay, before Manuel Marquez fought Pacquiao the first time, he fought a guy named Derek Gardner. 39-5-1. The second time, going into the second fight, he fought a guy named Rocky Juarez, 27-3.
Yeah, Rocky.
The fourth time, he fought a guy named Liker Ramos, 24-3.
Yeah, all tune-ups. Because guess
and
what?
Fought,
think about it, though. Before you even say anything else, who's older? Who's retired? Who's living off that loss or win? You know, Marquez had to do that. He is the Triple G of the equation. Bet you Pacquiao wasn't doing that. You go to Pacquiao, I bet you he was fighting names.
He fought Sergey Fedonchenko, then Manny Pacquiao, then Tim Bradley, then Mike Alvarez to finish off his career.
And that is Bradley.
That's Manuel Marquez.
Oh, sorry.
4 fights with Pacquiao.
Yes.
Now Pacquiao, before he fought Manuel Marquez the first time, he fought Marcos Antonio Barrera.
Yeah, there you go.
3-5. Yeah, I see you, Pacquiao.
There you go.
Then he fought the second time he fought. These guys fought a lot. Shane Mosley.
Yeah, there you go.
At the fourth photo. Then he fought Tim Bradley. Then Manuel. Then he fought Brandon Rios. Then
Tim Bradley.
Yeah. So yeah, man.
So that's what I'm saying. The A side always carrying. The A side is always piggybacking. I mean, now carrying the fight.
On Pacquiao name, nigga. Margarito, Mosley, Marquez, Bradley, Marquez.
Yeah, but
Rios,
think about it.
Bradley, Algieri, Floyd Mayweather. This all in a row.
Nah, but think about it. That's when Floyd was out here like, bruh, where he was at when I was down there. Why we ain't know this dude? How he moving up divisions? I want him tested. I just want a clean sport. I'm telling you, bruh, when he moved up to fight Margarito, that shit was like, that's like when you a D-boy and you just graduated to motherfucking making hella money per month. The feds is on you. Everybody start watching. Once he beat up Margarito and broke his face, they like, hold up. What? Maybe Floyd ain't lying, man. Somebody get this dude a test. Let's see what's going on.
Damn. But yeah, man, big ups to Pacquiao, man, doing this thing. But you was going to say something before I cut you off.
Shit, hell if I know now.
Boy, me too, my nigga. I forgot to.
Well,
quick little thought though, baby.
Mm-hmm.
I just hope the zone was smarter than that when they signed these guys. Had to put some kind of stipulation in the contract that you guys must fight each other or you can't get this money. You know what I'm saying? We want this fight to be maybe fall of 2019 or summer of 2020. Like, we need this fight. So hopefully the zone was, and I know John Skipper is very.
Hey man, what we do know is this: Dillian White came out and said that in his Tyson Fury ESPN deal, there was no Tyson Fury attached to it. So who knows if on this Gennady DAZN deal there's a Canelo attached?
But if you're this, I mean, like you've been saying, like the whole show, if you're an upstart in the U.S. and you're trying to do boxing, what bigger fight is there besides, well, was there like Joshua and Wilder? But in the States, it's Canelo and Golovkin. More casual fans know that fight because it's been on twice. So why not have that stipulation in the contract? I'm not understanding that. I mean, maybe they do, and they're not just choosing to exercise it right now, and maybe it comes next year. But hopefully, John Skipper put that in the contract.
So, what do you think happens?
I think Kovalev and Canelo fights. I think either Triple G fights Calvin Smith, or I mean, who else would we accept? I mean, like Billy Joe Saunders, Andre, but those are tough fights for me. Y'all, like I said, y'all want him to lose. So maybe Calvin Smith. He's still green, still young. So I just don't see him beat Andre, or maybe even not Billy Joe Saunders, because Billy Joe's like a good boxer on the back foot, and Billy Joe's like really like the. Sorry for saying this, but like the white version of Andre, just like the boxing technique and skill, both southpaw, both are very, very good boxers. So I just think that fight that I really wanted to see, you know what I'm saying, before everything happened between Billy Joe and Andre, I really, really wanted to see how that fight would have played out. But we didn't get that shit. So I think it's down to 3 for Triple G. Andre, Smith, Saunders. That's who I would want. Nobody else makes sense, you know what I'm saying? Nobody else makes sense. Danny Jacobs, but who knows?
Well, we're about to get Adam Kownacki on.
Yes, the up-and-coming heavyweight contender, you know what I'm saying? Had a very, very impressive victory over Gerald Washington his last time out. Also had a good fight with Charles Martin. And really, really been on a roll lately, you know what I'm saying? Really got the ball rolling, and really, I want to see how this fight with him and Chris Arreola, right? Yes?
Correct, Mundo.
I want to see how that fight goes, because Arreola's coming off a big knockout down in Dallas on the Spence and Garcia card that me and this were at. So it's going to be exciting to see him and Adam getting on.
Speaking of, we got Adam Kownacki on the line now. Adam, how are you? Good morning. And first and foremost, thank you for taking out the time to give us an opportunity to interview you. I know you're knee-deep in training camp for your fight with Chris Arreola. And you're getting that A-side treatment, man. Your main event, you're going to be headlining in the Barclays Center. How are things going with camp, and how are you feeling about being this headliner?
It's good, man. I'm excited. I'm training hard. I've been sparring already, doing 8-10 rounds. So I'm in good shape already. Couple more weeks left. So just stay healthy, keep putting in the good work, and can't wait to showcase myself August 3rd.
Speaking of sparring, man, I reposted the picture from, I think it was your Instagram or Big Baby's, but it definitely showed that in camp you're with Joey DeWelko, who was just in camp with Anthony Joshua, and rumors were running rampant that he dropped him in sparring. And you were in there with, obviously, controversial big headlines with Big Baby Miller, who tested positive for some banned substance, and one of my favorite up-and-coming prospects in the heavyweight division, Mike Polite Coffee. So first and foremost, I guess you didn't care about the whole Big Baby and the speculation. You guys go back. I know Big Baby said you're brothers, so you had no fear stepping in the ring for sparring with him?
Yeah, he called me back. He came in the gym. He's like, yo, Adam, I want you to get back on my, A game. Get back to the old me. I want to start training with you guys. So like, yeah, the gym is always open for you. Come whenever you like. And he's like, when you guys sparring? I said, Friday. He came through. We put in some good rounds. He's just getting back in shape. So he gave me the last 2 rounds, but he can fight. You don't forget how to fight. So it was a hard 2 rounds. And they did some rounds with Joey. So it was a great sparring. Just keep building on it. I don't know where you can get better sparring than the crew I have right now.
But no fears that, obviously he was just on some banned substance. No fears that any of that stuff was still in his system or that it could add some sort of advantage to him in the sparring at all?
Yeah, it sucks, but he told me the story. He said it was emotional. He did some elbow work. That's where the stuff came positive. I don't know. It is what it is. It's 2 rounds. I don't think I want to get beat up,
For sure. So how was it, man? Because obviously that fight was, rumored between you and Big Baby. We don't know if it will ever happen, but obviously you've sparred with him before. I've gotten to see you spar in upstate New York with him and Mike Polite Coffee. So. But what do you think? Do you feel like you get the advantage over him?
It's sparring. We have to learn, make sure both of us work on certain things in sparring. Right now he's getting into shape. I'm trying to work on some things that I could do against Areola. So it's different. Sparring is always different than a fight, and I don't think it really matters what goes down in sparring, because that's cool. What matters is the fight night, where everybody sees what you've been learning in sparring and training camp.
For sure. Let me introduce you to my co-host, Michael Gross. I'm going to pass you to him, and when I come back, I'll have some people's questions. Mike, take it away.
How's it going, Mr. Kownacki, right? Kownacki?
Kownacki.
I'm trying, man. I'm from the South, so my draw is a little bit different. How's it going this morning, man?
It's good, man. I enjoyed my 4th of July weekend. It was my wife's birthday, so back to work today. About to get breakfast and then sparring later today.
Awesome, man. My first question is, you're coming off some pretty dominant performances. How important is it to get Chris Arreola out of there in spectacular fashion to just create more buzz about you?
I think it's key. Everybody's writing him off because he's a little bit older. So I gotta go in there and perform very well. But Arreola can fight, man. He's a warrior. He comes to fight every time, so it's definitely not gonna be an easy fight. But I gotta make a statement, what I've been doing, like you said, in the past couple fights.
Now, I have a question for you. Before Andy Ruiz was offered the AJ fight, was there any discussions of you and him possibly fighting on down the line?
We both were with Al Heyman. He called me out. So maybe, yeah, of course. I don't see why not. It would have been a great fight. I think it still is a great fight. Now it's a better fight since he has those belts. So definitely, it was definitely probably one of the options.
Now, I have a question about you for the AJ standpoint. As a heavyweight, it's like so different because you guys hit so hard. AJ was knocked out his last fight. Do you think that he should rush back into a rematch, or should he say, you know what, I might need a tune-up, then go back at it, or should he go right back into a rematch after being knocked out?
I think he asked him to a rematch because if he wouldn't take a rematch right away, he wouldn't be able to rematch his the rematch clause, and then he has to be in line to get a title shot again, which would have took a long time maybe. So but then also I think he needs to show the world if it was a fluke or he's not that great, So I think like as a man, I think he made the right choice, especially if he comes back here to New York and does a rematch here. I think that's the decision he should have took.
Damn, so you respect that decision, huh, Adam? I respect it from like you said, a man's standpoint, but I think it's the wrong decision, man. He didn't lose a controversial fight. My man got a little bit beat up in there, so, he needs to recover mentally, but who am I to tell him not to get in there? I do have some people's questions for you. Rockmon Ingram says, do you not take it personal that Big Baby might have been taking juice when sparring you?
A little. I mean, it is what it is, I mean, we sparred together. I mean, we knew it wasn't like fights. The gloves are bigger, so it's a hard question. I hope he wasn't taking. I never really asked him about it. He got popped for his last fight, which I wasn't in camp with him during that time, so I'm not really going to dwell on it. It is what it is.
We got Brandon Maurice in Cincinnati who says, do you regret not taking the shot against AJ, seeing the success Ruiz had, and with Ortiz and possibly 2 more fights with Fury, it doesn't look like you will get a Wilder shot anytime soon?
Boxing is crazy. I mean, even the opportunity that supposedly came around, I have a great team behind me, from my training coaches, from Keith Trimble to my managers with Al Heyman and Keith Connolly. I mean, we have a route, we have a path on which we're on, and we're right now, I'm the headline in the Carl Barkley Center, so I'm building my brand even bigger. So when that fight comes up to be around one of the champions, I want to be a big star too, which will make a lot more sense,
But isn't it like a small part of you man, fuck? I knew I could beat that guy, man. If he beat him, I knew I can beat him. Why didn't I take that fight? Is there a little part of you that says that?
I mean, I always knew I could beat him. I believe I truly believe I'm the best heavyweight out there. With my style, it's really hard to fight with me. But I wasn't ready. I mean, it was 6 weeks out. I was not in any fighting shape close to being it. I wouldn't risk it, and then you never know what will happen with the sparring and stuff. Maybe AJ would have had that. He would have had a good day, and I would have looked like not that great. And I'll be like, oh, why I took it? You just can't dwell on stuff like that. I don't think. I gotta stay on my road, focus on myself, and just make sure I look good on August 3rd.
Speaking of sparring, did you hear any rumors or things come out that AJ was knocked out in camp? Like anything more than the public heard?
Since you sparring with Joey, I mean,
I had to ask.
I don't know. I mean, boxing, sparring stars should stay in sparring because it's just sparring, and I leave it at that. I don't really dig for something that might or might not be there.
For sure. I also just want to say, before I move on to the next question, that I respect, what you just said about not taking a fight because you was not in fighting shape. A lot of people would have took it because of the opportunity and the financial gain, but you truly believe you can beat him if you would have had a 10-week camp, and I respect you for saying that you were not in shape, where many would have just made it about other things except actual, physically not being ready. We got Jordan Baker in California says, seeing how Eddie Hearn does things, would you trust him with your career?
I mean, I trust my managers. I'm with Al Heyman and Keith Connolly. I've been trusting their career for the past, for Keith for a year. I've been Al with 5 years. That's the guy they trust. I've been pushed the right way. I've been getting the right fights. I've been getting competitive fights. So that's my team right now, and that's who I trust.
All right. Matthew Garces in Texas says, thoughts on Chris Arreola? Things you see that he does that goes with your game plan.
The way we fight, I mean, I mean, if people watch us fight, you know it's going to be a war. So we both want to go swing for the fences, trying to get a knockout. He throws a lot, I throw a lot, so we both leave ourselves open. And like me personally, I grew up. I just was training pro. And he was like on top of the hill fighting like Vitaly Klitschko and all those other like big names. So it's somebody like I grew up watching too, you know. So I think it's gonna be just an amazing fight, fighting somebody that just brings the same style as me. And like as a fan, I would love to watch that fight from the bleachers, you know. But he throws a lot of punches, so he leaves himself open a little bit, and I think I can capitalize on that.
Now, obviously, Deontay Wilder faced him back in 2016 as a late-minute replacement because Warchek's tested positive, and he got him out of there in 8. Obviously, you've been linked to Wilder as a potential next fight. Are you thinking about that in the back of your mind, that you got to do a better performance than him, or is the win just a win?
Yeah, I think like deep in my heart, I want to get him out earlier. You know, I did so with Artur Splika. I did so with Gerald Washington. Chris Ariel is going to be our third common opponent, and I hope to stop him earlier than in better fashion than Wilder did it.
All right. The next one comes from Abdasir Muhammad. Are you nope, that's the same one about Big Baby. So we'll move on. Thomas Boyce says, has Wilder's people reached out to you for a fight?
I mean, both are out here, man, so it's definitely something in the works. But I think I got to win August 3rd, you know. That's key right now. That's what I got to take care of. I win August 3rd, man. We got to see. He's fighting. I know he's fighting Luis Ortiz next, so he got to take care of his business, and we'll see. But the boxing game is crazy, so anything could change overnight, like we just saw with Andy Ruiz. One fight could change all the game, move all the pieces around. So I just gotta stay focused on myself, and I know the opportunity will present itself.
I wanted to go back to Abdin Nasir's. Even though he did ask you a question that we've already asked you, you don't need to answer that, but I did want to give a second part, which was some sort of a compliment. It says, are you worried of Spartan Big Baby since he was coming off a steroid ban? Oh, and did you warn him about his health for taking such things? By the way, I'm ready to die is a great line. You should have it copyrighted. What is he talking about, I'm ready to die? Was that something you said in the post-fight?
Yeah, he was interviewing me, and I think Wilder just won a knockout. And it was just, play on words, because since Wilder said he wants to kill somebody in the ring, I was like, I'm ready to die, let's do it, you know?
Nice.
I like that right there.
Okay,
nice.
So he says you should have it copyrighted. So we got two more. The last it comes from Christian, the fight fan. He says, what's up, champ? How many more fights do you think you need before you will be ready for a shot at a strap? I think you are a problem for any of the top dogs in the division because you let your hands go.
I think I'm ready. I beat a former champion, Charles Martin, former contenders. Now it's just a waiting game. Making sure the stars line up in the right way, where I get a full camp, and get to prove to the world that I'm the best heavyweight out there.
How's it going, Adam? My last question is: we have a heavyweight fight later on this month. Dylan White, Oscar Rivas. How do you see that fight going, and who you think wins?
I think it's gonna be a great fight. Both are great fighters. Both come forward, throw punches. And I think the first one to land the biggest shot is gonna get a knockout.
What's your thoughts on Dillian White? Because he's obviously in the runnings for a Wilder fight himself, especially from a political standpoint. He's pushing the fact that he's been a WBC contender for over 600 days. Do you feel, with the level of opposition that he's faced, he does deserve that Wilder shot and he should be next before a Fury?
I don't know. It's a federation to decide, man. I'll have to get into the politics stuff to it. Boxing is crazy the way it works sometimes. It is what it is. I mean, if he does, I guess then I'll have to wait a little bit more. If it's not, then great. Who did he beat last anyway? Because I haven't really, I don't remember any.
Lucas Brown.
Like,
Derek Chisora.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I guess. So, I mean, he has some decent name. I mean, White is a great fighter. I think he takes up every challenge. He took, like he's not afraid to like pick and choose his fights. I think he's a great fighter. Maybe we could go at it too, to get the next number one spot in the future. Who's going to be a mandatory?
So you're willing to do it? You're willing to fight White as a final eliminator for the Wilder shot?
If that's what happens, I mean, you got to wait and see what happens. I mean, if that's what it takes. Maybe I could go get I'm high in the IBF. I'm here number 4 right now. Maybe hey, it's definitely an option.
Definitely. Well, Adam, man,
that's what gets me a title shot.
I do want to thank you. You are number 4 in the IBF, and I see you as number 5 in the WBC. And wow, okay, 12 in the WBA. No WBO for you? They hating.
I guess they don't like me.
They hating on you. They hating. So how does that work? How does that work? Do you have to pay each individual sanctioning body to be ranked, or do they rank you and you only pay when you got to go for a title or eliminator?
I think you only pay when you fight for a title. Okay. But I mean, the guy that Tyson Fury fought was number 2, which was I was shocked. Like that guy was bad, real bad.
And he's number 15 now. He went from number 2 to 15 in the rankings.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean,
Adam, what do you make of the whole heavyweight lineal title thing? Like, do you put any credence to that, or is it just this fictitious thing that people have gravitated towards?
No. Let's keep it real. Say what everybody's been thinking. Do you think this lineal title shit is something that Wilder created to make a big fight with Tyson Fury that now has gotten out of control?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, listen, there are rules, like there are sanctioning bodies to make rules to make sure everybody follows, and that's what it's made for, right? That's why we have government. That's how the world turns. And you can't be in a halfway house doing drugs and being a world champion. I mean, what kind of example that said to the regular fight fans? I mean, so he lost the title, and that's it. I mean, then Jesse Joshua and Wilder fought for, and instead of doing a rematch right away, he decided to sign with Top Rank. I mean, so now we create this like BS leader title. BS. I mean, it's crazy, man. I mean, overall, I think there should be one title that one champion has, and that everybody agrees to.
For sure, man. That would be a beautiful thing.
Like the UFC, the MMA has, right? I mean, whoever's like the UFC champion is known as the best fighter in MMA, right? In boxing, we have the WBC, the IBF, the WBO, the WBA, all these titles, and it's like a casual boxing fan or a casual sport fan is like, who's the world champion? And it gets confusing.
So, obviously, my thoughts over Tyson Fury is he's a fucking great boxer, man. The truth is that he's a great boxer. I didn't really like the Vladimir performance. It was 84 punches between 2 people divided into 12 rounds. It wasn't good, but the Wilder performance, I was like, holy shit, he's back. He's a tough style for anybody. Would you take that fight? Is it because it's not necessary? Obviously, you've been fighting common opponents with Deontay Wilder, so you're linking yourself to him. You're highly ranked in the IBF. You're highly ranked in the WBC. Tyson Fury is obviously going for that WBO. They've just ranked him higher than Dillian White, who's been there longer. So, would you take a Fury fight right now?
Well, he's got a belt. Like, I mean, I think he's one of the top 3, top 4 fighters right now in the heavyweight division. But I mean, I want to be a champion, So if that gets me a title shot, and yeah, sure, why not?
The reason I ask it because obviously ESPN is out here offering everybody, and in the media, the headlines have been that they're looking for an American opponent. They're even considering Gerald Miller. So if they're considering someone who just tested positive, who's only going to be off his ban in October, they would obviously consider someone who's gonna, who us the media perceive to come to Brooklyn versus Areola, and we think you're gonna put on a star performance. So it's only gonna build your profile even bigger in New York City, where Fury needs to come back and fight, right? It just makes sense as a New York City fight, you versus him. But again, for your team, it might not make sense because there's no physical title unless you believe in that lineal title that he claims to have.
Yeah, that Leo side I think is BS. But if that fight gets me, like, let's say a fight down the road, and like, it makes me think a superstar if I beat Fury,
Definitely agree, and he's
going
to sell the fight.
We got to see how everything turns out.
He'll sell that fight. How do you think the press conference would go with you and him? I mean, you see he was trying to get under Wilder's skin. He'll get all in your face. I mean, how would you handle the pressure of Tyson Fury in a 3-city press tour?
I met him, and he was very respectful towards me. I mean, I think he even mentioned, like, me in a couple of his comments saying that I could fight. I met him after my Danny Kelly fight. When Wilder fought Speaker, I fought the other card over there too. I fought Danny Kelly. He was like, "Yo, Adam, you're a great fighter," and he real cool, So, and I fought on his other card when he fought Steve Cunningham. So yeah, I mean, he was always very respectful. So I don't think media stuff, but like, I was raised in Brooklyn, so I mean, all that little talk and stuff that doesn't really faze me,
For sure. Well, Adam, man, we don't want to take too much more of your time. I hear you jumping in the car. Don't want you driving and talking. Want to thank you, obviously, again for coming on the show. We truly appreciate you coming on the show, man. People's champ,
Absolutely.
like we like to say around here. If you can, give out your social media for those that aren't following you, can do so.
AK Babyface on Twitter, on Instagram, and Adam Kownacki on Facebook.
Adam, man, once again, thank you so much. And can't wait to get you back on soon. Good luck in your fight. We know you're going to, bring it home. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Adam Kownacki saying all the right things, Mike. All the right things. Answered all the people's questions. And definitely, look.
I like how really kept it up with Big Baby. You like, shit, I didn't know he was taking, we talked, and he said it was a accident or something like that.
Elbow. Something about the elbow surgery, because that's what,
I respect him, man.
I respect him for the fact he said he ain't take the AJ fight because he just wasn't in shape. And then you got to respect him for getting in there with Big Baby.
I know, right after the shit that came up.
Exactly. You know what I mean? But that's what friends are for, right? Big Baby once said that they were brothers and they wouldn't fight unless it made sense. And, if you're my brother, then in a time where the world turned their back on me, the last thing I want is my brother to turn my back on me. So shout out to Adam. Gained a lot of more respect for him through this interview. Just little things you pick up. It's you find out about a person's character. But I do think that he and Tyson Fury, if he could steal that Fury fight from Wilder, and I say steal because Top Rank is looking for an American. They're looking for an American. Maybe the situation with Big Baby gets a little too sticky, right? He tested positive. Maybe they can't get him approved. Maybe the commission says no. The cities that Top Rank wants to host Fury, right? Let's hypothetically assume the obvious, Vegas, New York. What if New York, where he is from, says, nah, champ, you only was banned 6 months. That's not even enough in our eyes. So Adam becomes a player. He's going to sell out the Barkley, bro. Like, it's time. I'm shocked they didn't do Prudential. I believe it's because they obviously got Brett Yormark on the advisory team with Heyman, and his brother fucks with Barkley. Barkley got the PBC deal, but Prudential Center is where the Polish people, Adamic was killing the Prudential Center. Now, I guess it don't matter because it's like the same amount of tickets. New Jersey.
Oh, okay.
And it got parking, man. Come on, what's up, boxing fans? We got to start standing up for us. You want to go to New York, get ripped off on Adam Kownacki night for $68 parking, or have him come to the Prudential, same size arena, parking, Joe's Crab Shack right there, all the goodness. You know,
crazy, man. I just be forgetting that you guys got to pay for parking and
parking and the toll. I got to take the
bridge. Yeah, the bridge
or the tunnel. You know, and I don't do neither bridge or tunnel. I go Verrazano Bridge. I'm bougie like that. Like I don't fuck with traffic, so I go to the Goethals Bridge and the Verrazano's Bridge to come in through Brooklyn and get there faster. But that's expensive. You taking the most expensive bridge, which is the Verrazano, then you taking the Goethals, which is an extra fucking toll. So, you know, but you got to do what you got to do because, you know, the work is in New York. But listen, man, we're going to open up these phone lines. I'm going to give Mike, obviously, his time to say some final thoughts, and we're going to get out to the street, see what you guys think, and maybe we'll be right back. Like I said, I got another one already. It's locked and loaded. I'm telling you. All I got to do is cock it back, and we could go live. But, Mike, final thoughts before I go out to the super chats and the people.
Triple G, you got to do something, baby.
Yeah. I agree. Let's get this refresh in. But in the meantime, we got Nazir with another one, which I'm screen sharing. That says, if King Nello fights Earl, Nello wins by stoppage. And that's the thing. That's something that he can do. You know what I mean? He can obviously fight Earl Spence. That's another big fight. Like, you can't pressure Canelo if you're John Skipper because he brings in the events. Imagine, if you think Triple G Canelo's going to bring in subscribers, what is the American and Earl Spence going to bring in when they fight Canelo in Texas? Stop it. Let's do this. Canelo's the A-side, champies. Y'all got to remember this shit. Ain't no bias. It's just A-side is always going to be the A-side.
I don't know if Fox would give up Earl Spence, to be honest with you.
Bruh, are you insane? Man, I wish I had that soundbite. Are you dumb? Because let me tell you something. When has Al Heyman, fuck Fox and Earl, they ain't in control. When has Al not sent his fighter to go fight Canelo? Go ahead, I'll wait. Because let me just give you refresh your memory. Daniel Jacobs, still an Al Heyman fighter, fought Canelo and left PBC to go find Canelo. All right, he went to HBO. Laura too. Oh, don't forget Trout too. Why won't he send Earl, the next star? Why won't he do the same thing that they did to Canelo when Canelo fought Floyd? One little loss to the superstar, pound for pound king that's moving up, nigga weighing 200. Yeah, it's all right if you lose, Earl. Go get that cachet. Go get that cachet.
I don't think none of those guys are the pearl that everybody think Earl is. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's gonna be a hard.
Wait. None of who guy? What do you mean?
Lara, Trout, and who's the other guy you said?
Oh, so you Daniel Jacobs.
Daniel Jacobs, yeah.
Come, Mike.
What? Daniel Jacobs?
Mike.
Daniel Jacobs?
Mike. Daniel Jacobs was the equivalent in the 160-pound division, closest thing equivalent to Andre Ward. Stop it. I know Ward. Listen, let me explain. Let me explain before you cut me off.
Please do.
All right. I know Ward didn't do big pay-per-view numbers, but Ward was considered a darling. Ward was considered an American hero. Gold medalist, yeah. So what I'm saying is
two-time division champion.
Yes. And Daniel Jacobs is a two-time one-divisional champ. Multiple.
No. So we count the WBA regular now. That we doing?
I mean,
you let me know. Let me know when we going count.
We absolutely counted because guess what? We counted it for Canelo, right? We just counted it for.
Look over that shit. Bye.
Hey, we just counted it for Canelo, and you, my friend, counted it when Regis had it, right? Didn't Regis was a regular?
Ah, hell no.
Well, you counted his. You counted his little W. You counted his little WBC was taking pictures with Mike. Stop it,
nigga. It was an interim title. The same thing that
as
Dylan
a
White's
regular.
Get.
Same as a regular. Come on, champ. Same as a regular. Now it's only different. Guess why it's only different? Because now the WBC decided to make a franchise champ.
Now it's different.
No, it ain't. Because think about it. It ain't. Franchise champ is not divisional. It's fighter. Based on fighter. So in actuality, the interim title still holds as much weight as the regular WBA title.
All right, so back to the main topic. How the hell is Daniel Jacobs 160 fucking Andre Ward? Let me know that.
Dude, first of all, he was a phenom coming up, right? When he the golden child. Think about it. Multiple.
We're talking about right now, my nigga.
I'm telling
at 160. You said at 160, he's an Andre Ward.
You're not letting me talk. Because you keep saying, you said at 160. Guess what? He never moved. He's only fought at 160 his whole career. So let me defend myself, right? So coming up, my man was like Earl, like hot out the market. New York, multiple division, Golden State national champ, all that shit, Golden Gloves, everything. Nicknamed Golden Child. Went up for a title like at 20 years old, live on HBO. All his fights on HBO too. Boom, got stopped, right? So the news is, he got stopped. While the fight was happening, grandmother died. He was diagnosed with cancer. He ain't supposed to walk, let alone fight. He comes back, builds that, becomes champion again, knocks out Peter Quillen in New York, becomes the New York champ, so to speak, right? And then hunts down Triple G. Some believe he beats him. Gets the Canelo shot. Like, I don't understand what you're talking about, bro. Like, absolutely. Like, he had the story, and that's why I think Heyman did allow him, because he could have built off a Canelo win. Like, if Earl wins, what does he become, champ? So you saying no, he let him go because he's secondary. No, I think he let him go because Jacobs with that story and a win over Canelo would have been a franchise fighter. He would have been a franchise. Listen, over here, I know the numbers on pay-per-view versus Gennady didn't work, but over here in the tri-state area, which means New York, Connecticut, and Philadelphia, but you got to squeeze in New Jersey because that's where I'm from, and I got to see him plastered on buses, for the New York, I think, Presbyterian Church. He was the face of cancer in New York. HBO did numerous stories. Dazn did numerous stories. PBC did numerous stories. Like, he was given the torch. He just had to win. He couldn't win, champ. He couldn't win. His fighting style didn't indicate that he would get that win, but he had the story to take off. Come on, man. No?
Yeah, I mean the story there, but the story and you not, you know what I'm saying?
All right, but you said that they only let him go because he was secondary. I just think he's not secondary. Maybe now because he failed twice versus versus Golovkin and Canelo. So maybe now is different. But come on, bruh.
I think Errol Spence, if he was to fight Canelo, would draw a harder bargain and would give more money than Daniel Jacobs did. That's all I'm saying.
Well, he's already getting more money, and that's what I'm trying to tell you. That's why Al has to let him go, bruh. Remember,
let him go.
Jacobs just got rumored two episodes ago, 2 days ago, that he made $12.5 million. And then they retracted the story and changed it to he made 8 figures, right? So De La Hoya already came out and quoted in the media he'll offer Earl 20, champ. Now, no, we don't know whether De La Hoya means 20 for multiple fights or 20 for one fight, but 20 is bigger than 12 in the school I came from. All right, so, bruh, he gonna get that bread. You can't hold him back. How you gonna hold him back from that?
I'm not saying hold him back.
Listen, Al came out his house, so to speak, out the cave. Al like the Obama bin Laden of this, man. He don't come out them holes. And he came out to sit down with Dazn, champ. So he gon' come when the money talking. Stop it.
Hey man, I'm gonna actually do a fucking favor, nigga. Don't ever put Obama and Osama name together, nigga.
You're right. But you know you don't see them dudes. When them dudes was their names was in the headlines, them dudes couldn't be found. They was in holes. We don't never see Al. I, luckily, and I love to say it, got to meet and greet and talk to him 3 times. But people don't get to see that motherfucker.
That's crazy.
That's how it is. You don't get to see him, let alone talk to him. So, yeah, he came out. He came out and sat down, the whole team. So when it's money to talk, yeah, he come out to talk. But anyway, let's get back to these callers. We got, first of all, super chat from Roberto Contreras Jr. Just sending love. Thank you, Roberto. We got another one from our pound-for-pound supporter, Andre Diacono, who says, Tom Lawfer, call Houston, offer Charlo a deal, make a splash for the 4th quarter, take some shine off Canelo with some Twitter news. Good to see you back, Mike. I highly doubt Gennady versus Charlo makes the splash that y'all think. Think about it again. They ain't trying to fight Andre.
They ain't trying to fight Charlo, bro.
And not only that, Mike, think about it from a fucking a TV standpoint. If I just went through the whole spew of how Daniel should have been a star. Should have been a star. He already fought Gennady on pay-per-view, and that didn't work. He already was on HBO for his whole career, and it didn't work in building him into a star. Charlo hasn't been on HBO. He just started getting on Fox.
It's only one dude,
and his
in the
last
160.
fight did 400,000. Let's remind the world.
Yeah. It's only,
Ain't no splash
and that's free TV, not paid.
Well, that's premium. You got to pay that $10 a month. You know what I mean?
So it's kind of like a DAZN.
Yeah. And not only do you got to pay $10 a month, but you also got to pay your cable bill because that's just an additional $10 a month. Like you get your basic cable, then you say, "Yo, I want."
Not necessarily because like you can have the app and not have cable.
Okay. So, you still paying for internet though, but I hear
you. Yeah, hell yeah. One thing that fucking gotta notice that what I was gonna say. Damn, I just fucking completely forgot.
All right, well, we got this super chat we went to. We gonna go to a caller. Did we ever get to the sound? I mean, sponsors?
Nope.
But I ain't go to no callers anyway.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us
Remember
at
to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
It is hard to continue developing new content and covering the sport as thorough as we do without contributions from loyal listeners like you. If you enjoyed listening to the Boxing Voice Radio and find it informative and entertaining, please consider making a donation.
Texas Mastermind Joseph, Big Supermax, what it do? Buenos dias.
Good morning.
Morning. You know, guys, I gotta be honest. Personally, I'm a little burnt out on the Triple G Canelo thing for right now. I always feel like you could put it on the back burner. And to be quite honest, man, you know, when you're that star in the business, I don't think anybody can tell you what moves to make. You know, we never saw anybody telling Floyd who to fight. And Canelo's in the very same situation.
Come on, Joseph.
But I gotta admit
Joseph. This is e-commerce. You work for somebody. They can tell you what to do.
I guarantee you, they keep pushing that Canelo gonna have that knee surgery. Then what?
That's true. Then what?
But honestly though, I do gotta admit, look, Triple G has a very big gripe. Look, he had 19 title defenses, then they had to draw, then he finally lost the belts. How do you not get an immediate rematch, man? I mean, he's got.
Bro, you got one already.
Cause you did 2 pay-per-views that floppy flop, man. Them shits flop like IHOP pancakes, champion.
You ain't Floyd. You ain't Andre. Well, you ain't Floyd.
In a competitive aspect, dude, 19 title defenses. You know what I mean? You know, look at they're trying to. They're still negotiating. We got nothing done yet, but they're trying to push for the AJ Ruiz rematch.
Chant.
Yo,
do me a favor.
Go ahead.
Name 5 of them title defenses.
That's too easy.
That is too easy. That is too easy. But give me 10 then. Give me 10.
I'm not gonna name you 10. I'm not.
You can't give me 10, bruh. You can't.
But in the same sense,
I could give you 10 though.
I think Bernard Hopkins.
He been fighting forever. I think I could give you 10. Off the head too. No box.
But in the same sense, that's still like, to me, he has a legitimate right to say, hey, I should get my immediate rematch. Cut
it. Be out here not doing nothing, trying to get no immediate rematch.
You can't be out here fighting.
That's the
Steve
same
Rhodes,
shit Marquez used to do. Marquez used to be in the media talking about, yo, I beat him, he need to fight me. Yo, I beat him, he need to fight me. It's like, come on, bruh. Beat him decisively. Didn't he beat him decisively? What'd he do? Never gave Pacquiao a rematch.
But you took a motherfucker damn near a whole year off. Came back and fought Steve Rhodes while Canelo beat a guy at 168 and came back and a unified 160.
No. While he beat Rocky Fielding at 168 for the regular title, something you never did. You know, you had a bigger offer on the table to move up, pay-per-view, and you said no, right? And then Canelo comes and fights Daniel Jacobs, a common opponent with you, and beats him better because with you it was controversial. Ain't nobody running around here talking about Daniel Jacobs beat Canelo.
Hell no, nigga. Even the fucking faithful caller JD called in like, hey, bro, I'm disappointed in Daniel Jacobs.
I don't get him, man. Like, come on, y'all got to do more. Y'all can't just be asking for shots. Do more. Do more.
Somebody, bro. Like,
do
come
more.
On, get back on that winning track.
Yo, you know somebody who always do more?
BoxingVoice.com.
It's money to shit. Working that wrist. Ballin' like Swiss. Diamonds wet like a fish. Pull up with them sticks. Come fuck with the clique. We fucked on your bitch. She sucking the dick. I'm whipping the work.
H dinero. Yo, H money. Where my man's at? Uh-oh. Okay, H, you busy. We going to Nazir. Talk to me.
Hey, this. Y'all hear me, bro?
We hear you now, bro.
Hey, yo, what's going on? It's your boy H Money, Mr. Dazn, the Boxing Voice 2019 Rookie of the Year. And I got a lot to talk about. I would love to use my boomerang. I want to talk about Earl Spence real quick, Ness, because you brought it up. And I mean, the offer was there. After he beat Mikey Garcia, they offered him $20 million. Earl Spence, he went to the Canelo versus Jacob fight. Ness, you told us, if you want to make a fight, you got to get in a ring. I don't understand why Earl Spence is doing all this clout chasing, but he didn't get in the ring after the Canelo versus Daniel Jacobs fight.
He said he going to do all that after he beat Porter. He want to have two titles. He want to have more negotiation power. He know what type of, look, they talking about $20 million with one belt. What they going to be talking about when I go beat Porter on pay-per-view and do big numbers? Stop it, champ. You just don't want Lil Man to get his shine, so when he fight Canelo, it be A-side versus A-side. You trying to get him on some young Floyd Mayweather versus Canelo shit, huh? Nah.
Nah, I mean, Earl Spence about 30. Ain't he about 29, 30 years old?
Yeah, he's about 30.
Yeah, Floyd moved up in weight, Ness. Floyd moved up in weight and fought Canelo. We hear all these rumors about Earl Spence giving Floyd a black eye. All these rumors about Earl Spence being the boogeyman. But he only beat Kell Brook, who took a vicious beating by Triple G. He got Triple G's leftovers, and he got Mikey Garcia, who moved up 2 weight classes. Ness. That's all I'm saying. If Adrian Broner could move up 2 weight classes and fight Paula Malignaggi and win, why Earl Spence, who's walking around at 200 pounds, it's saying he fighting heavyweights and sparring matches, why he can't fight Canelo? That's all I want to say.
Why all your energy is hating on Earl? Ain't he busy? Don't he got to fight? Don't he got to fight, though?
Yeah, against Sean Porter. I feel you, Sean Porter, who lost to Kell Brook, Ness, and who everybody say lost to Ugas.
Porter, hold on, champ. Sean Porter, who's a 2-time welterweight champion in this generation of these young, hungry welterweights with Pacquiao still fighting and Floyd existed. This man is a 2-time champion, once in the IBF and once in the WBC. You disrespectful.
Well, hold on, H-Money. I got you, big dog. Ness.
Yes.
What do we call niggas that fight for a vacant belt?
Who fought for a vacant?
Who fought for a vacant?
You calling Danny Garcia. See, that's the problem with the boxing fan. So either you no.
You want to change
let me finish. No, I ain't changing up. I ain't changing up. No. Listen, you know why people call a person that fights for a vacant title a paper champ? Because he fought someone for that title that didn't merit it. But Danny versus Porter.
Now it's about merit.
Hey, all you got to do is ask the public. All you got to do is ask the public, bro. All you got to do is ask the public. You telling me right now in the WBO, if it was vacant and they made Tyson Fury and Dillian White fight for it, he a paper champ? He a paper champ. Dillian White versus Tyson Fury, paper champ?
I mean, based off the motherfucking
paper champ.
Yes.
Man, you
based off the definitions that I be giving
then that's
you.
the problem. That's the problem with a casual boxing fan and a hardcore boxing fan.
That you've been giving these fans for the whole year that I
vacant belt.
A motherfucking paper champion, nigga. Paper.
Nobody would consider that a paper champion, but you. Nobody. Not even the casual fans.
Hey, Ness, I just want to say, like, with Canelo, his next possible opponent, I mean, like, it's Andrade, Kovalev, Triple G, or Munguia. Ness, I just want to speak on Munguia. Munguia, he's definitely moving up to 160. And Eric Morales, a Hall of Famer, Mexican legend. He will train Hyman Munguia for his next fight. So that's a big deal right there. I like that, and I'm looking forward to like a middleweight tournament. Either Hyman Munguia versus Triple G, Canelo versus Andrade, and the winners meet up. Or you could switch it around. Canelo versus Munguia, Andrade versus Triple G, and the winners meet up. Salute to the Boxing Voice. Shout outs to my brother Eric Cruz. Shout outs to all the alumni. We in here, bro.
Cut it.
H-Money. Cut it. Calling in. Nazir, talk to me.
Yo, Mike, I got How you gonna compare? You hear me? You can hear me?
I hear you fine. Talk to me. How you
All
gonna
right, good.
compare
All right,
what?
good. How are you gonna compare Earl Spence to Danny Jacobs, bro? Let me give you a real comparison. Danny Jacobs compares more to Tim Bradley, and Earl compares more to Floyd Mayweather, bro. Don't ever do that comparison ever again. That makes no sense, bro. Because Tim Bradley got his money from fighting big fighters and got like, what's it called, the two Pacquiao fights. Jacobs got the Triple G fight and then the Canelo fight. Don't compare, bro, Earl Spence to that dude ever again, bro.
And
You
and,
on one,
and, and,
bro.
and and who did Earl get?
Bro, I'm saying the trajectory, bro. He's a pay-per-view fighter. That's what he is. He's a pay-per-view fighter. That's all he does now. All he fights is pay-per-view fights, just like Floyd. So you can't compare Danny Jacobs as a nobody and then say, oh, hey,
I
he
don't
was a
think
big deal.
I don't think Daniel Jacobs is a nobody. That's the issue right there. I was defending Daniel Jacobs, not comparing Earl Spence. I was saying that Daniel Jacobs isn't a guy that Al just throws away. He was a guy that Al believed in because of his story. So because of that, I feel Al will still allow Earl Spence to go and fight Canelo. I don't understand what you are debating.
No. By doing that, you overvalued him. And then, okay, let me go back to the Canelo Earl Spence thing. You're saying that 20 million for Canelo makes no sense, bro. You got to put the currency for the trajectory of he's fighting for Dazn. But you got to put a 5-0 and then 6 O's right behind it for Earl Spence to fight him with Dazn, bro. Come on.
Bro, Nas, you bugging. They're gonna give Earl Spence $50 million. They just gave Gennady 100-something million for 6 fights. They're gonna give Earl 50 for one. Bro, you must. I know from now on to call him Nas.
50 million for Earl?
50 million for Earl. I'm gonna call him Nas, the #1 Earl fan from now on, man. This guy bugging for real. Let me see what we got going on over here, man. Who's here? No boomies, so we
Earl
going
sound
to
like AJ, $50 million, and I'll fight him.
Earl don't even need that much, bro. Earl, man, come on, bro. Earl say he gonna call his bluff. What that
Bro,
mean?
I know. I'm just talking shit. I know Earl.
I know, but I gotta teach people. When you say I'm gonna call somebody bluff, mean you ain't got no issue. That means you about to see if it's real. That you didn't say, yo, I ain't fighting you for 20. That shit ain't enough. You said, oh, 20? I'm gonna call his bluff, see if it's real. Come on, bro.
And I still got Earl beating Canelo to this day.
Oh, to this day. I'm gonna put money on it just because what Ruiz did. You know what I mean? He changed my life forever. Troy in Baltimore, talk to me.
What's going on, Troy?
Yes, sir. Hey, all's good. I had something to discuss, but Mike made me change my mind. What do you see that makes you believe that Earl is going to beat the bigger, better boxer Canelo? Go ahead.
I think Earl drains himself down to 147. So I think with Earl moving up in weight and not losing all the weight, he will be stronger. And I think Earl does good body work similar to Canelo. And I got a phone call. Oh, sorry, bro.
Okay, good. I'm glad you said that. You know why? Because in order to get to someone's body, you have to get inside. Now I got to talk to Nestor because brother's on the phone, right? Nestor?
I'm here, brother. You do got to get inside. That is for sure.
Yeah, 170 or whatever he was around that. But still, his 160 compared to whatever Canelo comes in at is not going to be the same thing. And if he couldn't dent Mikey Garcia, then I really don't see how he could really damage.
Man, some guys are just not meant to be knocked out. We seen Mikey Garcia on dead legs the 8th or 9th round. Earl had his ass fucked up, but Mikey.
Some guys just can't get knocked out. We seen Thurman in trouble twice, in danger.
Everybody,
and they still can't get him out.
Everybody has a spot. Everybody has a spot.
Cut it. We're gonna go to someone who isn't making their call available. Hi, sir. Who are you? Or madam? Hello. Good morning. Hello.
Hey.
Hey, who's this?
Hey, hello.
Hello.
Midi.
Coach Midi. Why you got the block number? Why you don't text me when you on block numbers like this?
Oh, I didn't know it was blocked. I'm at work. I'm just listening though, so it's all good.
All right. Good to hear your knees doing better, Coach Midi. We going out to Big Brother Noomset.
Yo, what's going on, Boxing Voice? Shout out to TVV. Hey, I always call in and I always, give love. Yo, y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta put some respect on Canelo's name as #1 pound for pound. Like, we talk about all this stuff and pound for pound come out and everybody get amnesia. It's just weird to me. He's #1 pound for pound. I don't even know who's second because ain't nobody really worthy of second right now. That the Triple G continues to everybody lets him hide. It's absurd. Like, this dude does nothing and no one says anything. His best fight on his resume was Daniel Jacobs. At his weight was Daniel Jacobs. His best fight is Canelo, and Canelo was
90 seconds.
A weight class underneath him. And that's his best fight. He could have beat him, but we keep giving him passes. Like, please explain to me why this dude is immune to getting passes. Is just because he's white, he ain't black, he gets to do whatever the hell he wants? Like, I'm confused. Like, no one calls him out.
No, it ain't because of that. It ain't because of that. It's because people believe he beat Canelo, just like people believe he beat Daniel Jacobs.
60 seconds.
That's the problem. He never beat Canelo. You gonna tell me after seeing the second fight that you even think he even beat Canelo the first time?
Bruh, that don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing because Canelo did better the second time means that he won the first fight? Come on, champ. You wilding right now. But cut it. Yo, that was all over the place. We going to Marcus in D.C.
Hey, the last caller said he got the best weed available. Ness, go straight to wherever he get and buy that shit he's smoking. You dig? Hey, check this out. This is why they won't send Earl to fight Canelo. There's two different ways that people associate with Al. Al as an advisor and being under the Al Heyman umbrella. Earl is under the Al Heyman umbrella, which means Al as an advisor,
10
Al as a
seconds.
manager, and Al determines promotional outcomes. Daniel Jacobs uses Al as an advisor, promoted by Matchroom, Keith Connolly as a manager. In those associations that I've seen with Al Heyman, he sends those type of fighters into fights. I believe it was Quillen who had gotten a purse bid offer for the largest amount that he would have ever had, and Al wiped that fight. He wound up going into a bad fight with Andy Lee in place of that. If somebody really wants to use leverage to get a better fight for Canelo, they don't fight Sean Porter.
Wait a minute.
They fight the perceived boogeyman. Hold on.
Let me just jump in.
They fight the perceived boogeyman of the division, which
thing.
is Terrence Crawford, which gives you leverage. But I think everyone understands that the weight class is in there for a serious reason. And the same way it looked like Mikey was pity-patting against Earl Spence, Earl Spence will be pity-patting against Canelo. Mike, to disclaim what you're saying, just because you walk around in a weight does not mean you're used to fighting fighters who also don't have to make that weight regularly. We found that out with Cale Brook. We found that out with Mikey. Walking around at 170 and coming down to 147 does not necessarily quantify you as a 160 fighter, because then you have to apply the same metric and ask, well, what is a 160 fighter walking around and cramming themselves into? So that theory doesn't work. You want to see it work? You make them go up and fight somebody at 150.
I'm not going off that theory, brother. I'm going off the theory of, in my opinion, fighters who fight close to their walk-around weight normally do better in fights. I've seen that with Floyd Mayweather over the years. I've seen it with Andre Ward over the years. I've seen it with just becoming light heavyweight in Joshua Buatsi, who could probably make 168 easily, but he chooses to fight at 175. I just think guys who fight at the close to the walk-around weight are a lot stronger when it comes to fight night. My personal opinion.
Super chat from Sergio Gomez. Munguia beats Jermell. You heard it here first.
What?
Munguia beats Jermell, the 54-pounder. You heard it here first.
Man, Munguia fucking didn't even beat fucking Dennis Hogan. But we got one from jab left hook. Only realistic fight is Andre. Chavez Sr. said out of Charlo and everyone else, Andre gives Canelo problems. Okay, Chavez Sr. No, you see out there. Got one from Nazir King. 50 million since you doing terrible business with Canelo and Triple G. LOL. The zone already on bad business. Get the king to the throne. I just cannot like overlook a 37-year-old Triple G. You gave him $100 million, and I know it was some for Triple G promotion, but who owns that? Triple G. You know what I'm saying? He's getting that money. I just don't know, bro. I just don't know. Damn, it's a lot of money.
Let me go out to Rue in the 504. What up?
What's going on, Rue? Fucking Roy.
Hey, what's going on? What's happening, Mike? Good to see you back.
What's going on, man?
I think that going forward, we're just going to see how much pull Dazn actually has. It's obviously they want this fight, and Canelo doesn't. To another situation, according to Eddie Hearn, Dazn wants the AJ fight back in America, but he wants it in the UK. So it's really going to let us know just how much power these guys have over the fighters that they're dealing with. At the end of the day, they may have very well wasted $100 million on Golovkin if Canelo never fights him, because Golovkin, I mean, for $100 million, what other fight is meaningful for Dazn but the Canelo fight? He doesn't have anything else coming up. I mean, he could take on Andre. That's a good fight, but I don't know if he's gonna take that risk. But yeah, that's my call.
Man, Dazn ain't even taking that risk, man.
I know, right? They want to use him first.
Joseph Boomerang.
What's going on, Joseph?
Once, twice.
I'm just listening.
All right, yo. So to this day, we be back today with another one guaranteed. Like I said, I got it all set up. I was kind of hoping.
Guys, I do apologize. There probably won't be a bench show today because there's no boxing this weekend. If there is, it's maybe like one fight or something like that, right?
Really?
Bro, this weekend is horrible, bro.
That's sad.
Yeah, it's very sad.
Oh,
but the 12th and the 20th is busting. I mean, 13th and 20th is busting, bro. We got some good fights coming up. So I'm excited for that. We got the Thurman Pacquiao on the 20th. Got White Reeves on the 20th. You know what I'm saying? You got Alan Price on the 20th. Got Ugas Figueroa Jr. on the 20th. You got Plant. You got Lee on the 20th. Man, there's a lot of good fights.
A lot of good fights. That's what he said. A lot of good fights. Lot of good fights. Yo, so yeah, man, we out. Be back with another one. Peace.
Peace.